Hi guys, there are some topics on which there are too much of information is available and the recurring development provides additional information, and what exactly happens is students get confused what to cover, what is relevant, what is important, what can be ignored, what we should leave. So I have made a just enough information series for you where we'll cover topics. We will be covering malaria today, and the information in next 20 minutes will be enough for you. You will have enough information to deal with malaria in any examination. You don't have to study from any source, any material, any media. I have collected, analyzed and covered almost all the information from relevant sources. So let's begin. In 20 minutes let's make you pro in malaria. Now, so facts to start with. Malaria, as you can see, has a death rate of a very huge number if we consider the period of January 1st to March 25 of this year. Now, some interesting facts about malaria. It has an estimated reach of around 220 million cases globally. It's deadly. Malaria is very deadly. It kills almost 500,000 people yearly. The staggering 93% of these deaths happen in sub-Saharan African region, and most of them are children under the age of 5. In fact, it is one of the deadliest disease for the children's. It's very smart. The malarial parasite, we are not talking about the mosquito, the parasite is constantly evolving. That is, it's mutating, and what exactly is happening with it is evading the person's immune system. And recently it has been found that even the malaria carrying mosquitoes can become immune to pesticide as well that we are using. Some important and interesting facts. Malaria isn't impressed by fame, religion or the class or the leadership. Many famous people have suffered from malaria. Anderson Cooper, George Clooney, even Mother Teresa in 1993. Malaria killed 4 popes and numerous cardinals. In fact, it reached a time where it became so difficult for Catholic churches to even find a people who can become pope, the papal candidate. World leaders, Abraham Lincoln, and if we talk about the historical perspective, even the Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great have suffered from malaria. Malaria is a sly stowaway. Now, what exactly is a stowaway? Is a person who hides its identity while traveling from one place to another very deceptively. And there is actually a thing called airport malaria, where a malaria carrying mosquito hitches a ride on airplane and travel from one country which could be affected to another country where there are no cases. So what actually happens is the infected mosquito usually comes from a country where malaria is prevalent. If it survives on that country, it can bite someone who can then get in malaria without ever having had traveled abroad. This is called airport malaria. Now, coming to the global initiative, that's E2020. In May 2015, World Health Assembly, that's WHA, remember guys, it's WHA, endorsed a new global technical strategy for malaria 2016 to 2030. This was the report, setting an ambitious goal aimed at dramatically lowering the global malaria burden over this 15-year period, with milestones along the way to track the progress, whether we are going right or wrong. Together, these 21 malaria eliminating countries are part of a concerted effort known as E2020 initiative. So what exactly is the E2020 initiative? It's a concerted together effort supported by WHO and other partners of WHO to eliminate. What is the reason? What is the goal? To eliminate malaria in an ambitious yet a feasible time frame. If we use the technology, remember, India is not in these 21 countries, but it is very important for the global information about malaria. According to WHO report, there are 21 countries that have potential to eliminate malaria by 2020. Now, the potential to eliminate malaria, how do we decide this? The selection is based on 3 criteria, and these are the criteria. The studies were done to know what are the trends in malaria cases, the incidences between 2000 and 2016, declared malaria objective of affected countries, and opinion were taken from WHO experts, and then the countries were selected. It spans around 5 regions to scale up effort to achieve malaria elimination by 2020. A key milestone for 2020 is the elimination of malaria in at least 10 countries that had disease in 2015. So we studied and have a report of 2015. We identified countries and selected 10 countries from where total elimination of malaria is required. To meet this target, countries must report 0 indigenous cases in 2020. That means there is no indigenous cases that is not by stowaway cases, it is originating within the country. There should be no cases by 2020. Only then it will be considered as malaria free. Now countries were identified by WHO in 2016 as a potential. These are the graphical representation. Now some important facts. Progress report and WHO E2020 initiative held that 5 countries reported no indigenous cases as we discussed in 2018. These countries were China, Iran, Malaysia, Timor-Leste from Asia, and El Salvador from Central America. India was also among the 11 countries that reported approximately 70%, it's a huge number, of all malarial cases and deaths. Among these 11 countries, only India reported a reduction in malaria cases in 2017 compared to 2016. We can see there is a 24% reduction. Now malaria report card of India is very obvious. We can see if we go through the number of deaths, there has been significant number of reduction in number of deaths. So these 5 nation accounts for nearly half of malaria cases globally. These are the 5 countries, and India is doing very well in curbing this disease. Now some background, you must aware of this information that malaria parasite was first discovered in humans in Algeria by French physician named Charles Louis in 1880. In 1960, malaria became Nigeria's primary health challenge with almost 80,000 cases each year. Then the country started to curb this particular disease by taking different steps. On the other hand, Argentina began its elimination in early 1970. The indigenous transmission of disease was last reported from Algeria in 2013, while in Argentina it was in 2010. Algeria became second country to declare malaria free after Mauritius, which was certified in 1973. Very important piece of information. Argentina became second country in South America to be certified malaria free after Paraguay, which was certified in 2018. Now who give this certificate? It is given by WHO and WHA and other associated organizations. This certificate for these countries were given in 72nd session of WHA that was held in Geneva, Switzerland. What was the steps taken by nation? Improved surveillance, which helped in every last case of malaria to be rapidly identified and treated. Free diagnosis. The trained health workers were deployed to spray home with insecticide and also to diagnose disease through microscopy. And that's how Paraguay, Argentina and Algeria became malaria free. So this is a certificate given by WHO, given to Algeria and Argentina as malaria free. Now some important information. Malaria free certification criteria, extremely important. The country under consideration has to prove that it has stopped indigenous transmission of malaria for at least 3 consecutive years. And till date, 36 countries have received this particular certificate. The first vaccine against the parasitic disease was Mascaris. Now about the disease, we will cover just relevant information. We are not going to make a thesis on malaria. It is a mosquito-borne infectious disease caused by infectious plasmodium type parasitic protozoan. What is a protozoa? Protozoa is a group of single-celled microorganisms. Transmission is done on biting of female Anopheles mosquito. Now what India is doing? India is, with the help of ICMR, that's Indian Council of Medical Research, launched MERA, that's Malaria Elimination Research Alliance India. What is the aim? It's to eliminate malaria from India by 2030. It seeks facilitates trans-institutional coordination and collaboration around shared research agenda. For example, we have a research center at Pune, maybe we have a research center at Hyderabad, maybe in Bangalore, in Mumbai. So what we do, we coordinate our efforts and make the gaps filled using the tools and technology will be made available to all these areas. It holds importance in Ministry of Health and Family Welfare because of operational research. This particular program, Mera India, it's a collective group of partners working on malaria control. It was launched on the occasion of World Malaria Day 2019, which is observed on 25th of April. Now, India and malaria, there has been a very love-hate relationship between India and malaria, but we have seen there is a declining trend. India has declined. In India, malaria has declined by over 80% from 2.03 million cases in 2000 to just 0.3 million in 2018, and the death caused were also declined by 90%. The success of India in malaria control cases provided foundation of leadership commitment towards eliminating malaria from India by 2013. That is, it gave us a scope, a hope that it can be done. Now, WHO came forward and appreciated India's research for decline in malaria. We have another program, that's National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, developed a comprehensive framework for this particular program, Malaria Free India by 2030. It's a very important program. And we must remember, we must study something about Odisha. Why? Because it is one of the highly endemic for malaria and bear almost a quarter of country's disease burden. Through its innovative method of involving non-health workers, even teachers were involved in this program. In malaria control, Odisha was able to reduce the cases by 80%. See the dedication of the people there. So what actually they did, they conducted awareness program, and they reached out to places where the accessibility of people were very different. They launched different programs. For example, comprehensive case management program, CMP. This is an important one. We'll have a look in this in further slides. With the intervention required, challenges such as unavailability of drugs where road gets cut off during the what we discussed, where the accessibility is very hard, were also addressed. Now see, there is an organization, Accredited Social Health Activists, ASHA. It's mainly a organization which helps in social activities. It also came forward and helped in the initiative by ICMR under the alternative provider like teachers. As we said, forest animators were trained to do mass screening of running blood tests and providing medications to villagers. For your mains, this information is very important. The districts were divided into control block and an intervention block based on the instances of malaria under CMP and activities. Now, the state did pioneering effort to upgrade skills of health worker and self-help group by its Mission Shakti initiative. Very important information. Now, about hydroxychloroquine. We'll cover more information related to COVID-19 as well. But what exactly is a hydroxychloroquine? It's an oral tablet. It's an anti-malarial drug. First, under the brand name Plaquenil, it is used to treat malaria as well as rheumatoid arthritis. We'll see what exactly is this. It's also available in generic version without any brand. It is cheaper, which is usually cost less. It has certain side effect as well. This is the Plaquenil tablet. Now we have seen this news that India exported hydroxychloroquine to USA apart from 40 other countries as well. India lifts export ban on hydroxychloroquine. This is very recent information. In fact, it was June 11 this year, and this is from 23rd of April. India is world's largest manufacturer of hydroxychloroquine. Now, very relevant information about this particular drug. It's an oral drug. We have seen it. The popular antiparasitic medication has been available since 1940. to treat malaria. HCQ, that's hydroxychloroquine, is a derivative of chloroquine and has a very fewer side effect. Rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic inflammatory disorder. What actually happens, there is a kind of pain in joints including hand and feet. Chloroquine works by increasing the level of heme, a substance which is very toxic to malarial parasite in blood. This kills the parasite and stops the infection. Now, what are the economic aspects? According to pharmaceutical marketing research firm, there is IOCD AWAC Pharma Track, hydroxychloroquine had a market size of only 152.80 crores in last 12 months. There is an organization Mumbai based, LPCI Laboratories, had nearly 82% of the market, the leader of this market. With its brand HCQs and HQ, around 80% of the volume produced by LPCI are exported. Ahmedabad based Cadila Healthcare, that is Zydus Cadila, prevails under the brand ZyQ. It has only 8% of the market share. Apart from these two countries, we as well as Torrent, Overseas, etc., which have smaller market shares. Now, Ministry of External Affairs will process the application of Department of Pharmaceuticals, will assess those based on the supply and requirement in India. How we will distribute this particular drug? The Commerce Department, after analysis by Department of External Affairs, Commerce Department will then direct custom official to release those consignment for export. The countries were shortlisted basically on the first come first serve basis. Zydus Cadila and LPCI Laboratories are the biggest hydroxychloroquine manufacturer in India. Apart from that, we have other companies as well. Now, even though we are going through the COVID-19 pandemic and the epidemic and it's growing day by day, malaria may still be 2020's biggest killer. Malaria are deadliest, as around 6 million deaths every decade occur due to this. And apart from malaria, remember dengue, Zika, chikungunya and yellow fever. These are also infected and transmitted by mosquito. Now, just enough information that you need to know about mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are small midge-like flies that constitute the family. It's a family which is called Culicidae. They have been around, we know, for over 100 million years now, and disease caused and spread by them leads to loss of several lives. We have roughly 3,500 species of mosquito which has been documented and described. They have been divided into 2 subfamilies. Just for information, do not mug up the information. Female mosquitoes are ectoparasite, which have tube-like part which is known as proboscis, which is actually injected inside the skin, and in passing from host to host, some transmit extremely harmful infections such as malaria, yellow fever, chikungunya, now West Nile virus. This is important to know because you cannot get any kind of clue what exactly is a West Nile virus, but just remember that it's transmitted by the mosquito. Zika virus and arbovirus are 2 others. The World Malaria Day we have seen is observed on 25th of April. The theme of 2020 was zero malaria starts with me. Now the background, it was established in 60th session of World Health Assembly, WHA, a decision making body of WHO. What exactly is a WHA? It's a decision making body of WHO. So what we are doing, we are covering malaria, and apart from that, along with as we are moving, we are actually collecting more and more information. And so in 20 to 22 minutes we will be not only in malaria but all the associated current affairs as well. It is one of the 8 official global public health campaigns currently marked by WHO. Very important piece of information for you. So the World Mosquito Day is on August 20, but World Malaria Day is on 5th of April. This 2 piece of information is for you. Now moving on, World Malaria Report. We recently have the World Malaria Report. We will just have the key points. We are not going after the 300 odd pages. What global analysis says? The incidence rate has declined. Number of death decreased globally. What is the national analysis? In India, in Indian perspective, we have 2.6 million fewer cases compared to 2017. Thus, we have overall incidence of malaria in the country has reduced. However, there are states like UP, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, Gujarat, Odisha and Madhya Pradesh which are contributing 90% of this disease. But overall, the number of deaths has been reduced. Now, what are the steps taken by world and what are the steps taken by India? Very important for your prelims and mains both. WHO Global Technical Strategy for Malaria 2016-13, this particular report, has released a new country-driven approach, high burden to high impact, to enhance response to malaria in countries where malaria cases has increased compared to 2017. In India, we have National Strategic Plan for Malaria Elimination 2017-22. The strategic plan gives year-wise elimination target, will be based annually in the various parts of country depending upon the endemicity of malaria in next 5 years. It is based on National Framework for Malaria Elimination 2016, this one, which is very much in line with the WHO Global Technical Strategy that we have just seen. So what ICMR has done, it has launched Mera India program, which is a conglomeration of partner working on malaria control. Now, most recent and relevant information, you must remember this information and must know at least. Genetically modified fungus kills 99% of malaria mosquitoes, reported by BBC News. Research carried out in Western Africa has revealed a fungus genetically modified to produce a spider toxin that can kill 99% of mosquitoes that spread this disease. The fungus naturally infects the mosquito, that's Anopheles mosquito, that spreads malaria. And this GM fungus, on detecting mosquito, penetrates the mosquito cuticle. What is cuticle? Cuticle is the outermost surface of the body of the mosquito and enters the insects. So it is safe and for beneficial species like wasp, honeybees, etc. Now, about this particular toxin. Now here is a fungus named Metarhizium pincens. It is very malleable, that means changeable. It can be changed in nature by genetically engineering, and genetic instructions were added to fungus so it would start making toxin once inside a mosquito. Toxin used for injecting into mosquito is derived from venom of Australian blue mountain funnel web spider. This is the actual image of the mountain funnel web spider. Now what actually they do? They create a 6,500 to 7 square feet fake village complete with plants, huts, water source. I mean all the natural habitat is provided for the mosquito. It was set up in Burkina Faso. It was surrounded by double layer of mosquito to prevent them escaping. This is the actual image. Mosquitosphere it is called, to test the fungus in real world condition without releasing it into the wild. And what was the result? This is the result. Published in Journal of Science showed numbers soared when the insect were left alone, but the spider toxin reduced the number to just 13 mosquitoes in 45 days. And this is the actual image of the mosquito after being infected with fungus marked in green. So guys, this much of information is more than enough for you for dealing with malaria and all the information. I would like to see you guys to subscribe to the channel, and in the comment box write down all the major topics that you would like to have all the concrete information. I will separate irrelevant information apart and provide you all the relevant information only. This is Amit Rishi signing off. We'll meet you again guys. Thank you.